Hey guys, this is Prelims Focus News discussion of 27th and 28th of August 2017. So let's discuss the very first news, guys. Northeastern states yet to implement Supreme Court judgment on parliamentary secretaries. See, I'll give you the background first. What has happened in the background? See, in polity book, in fact, you have read that maximum for 15% of the candidates can be selected as a ministers in any in any states or central government, right? Say for example, in an elections of Bihar, है ना, there are 100 constituency members who has been elected as a, has been declared elected. So out of that 100, only 15% persons can be appointed as ministers in different streams, right? So to dodge this rule of mentioned in the constitution, few northeastern states have come up with a new new formula, and they have started appointment of parliamentary secretaries who is enjoying the similar rank as a Ministry of State. So that's why Supreme Court has said on July that no, this type of thing is totally unconstitutional and you should do away with this. And the northeastern states are yet to implement that judgment of Supreme Court. That's why it was in news. Alright, so the states like Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Mizoram and Meghalaya, so they have appointed parliamentary secretaries, and they have totally violated the Supreme Court's judgment what Supreme Court has earlier passed, right? So see, now why I have included this news. This news I have included because if in future some sort of question comes that the states are not abiding by the rules of Supreme Court, so in that kind of point you can incorporate it as a fodder point, and it will act as a current affair based example. So that will be add on for your example, in fact. Alright, so next see the Nuakhai Juhar festival, guys. It is celebrated across Odisha, and it is basically an harvesting festival, and farmers are in possessions of new rice in the season. See, what happens is, say for example, I'm a farmer, right? I have sown a rice variety. So when the first rice I will take out the very first rice from my farming land, then what I'll do with that rice is I'll just donate that rice to the goddess Samaleshwari, right? Means as a token of respect for the god, I will think that as a farmer, they think that the god has given them that rice. God has enabled them, God has given them the blessings due to which they have been able to grow rice on their fields. That's why this is like a token of respect, this is like a token of faith what they have for this goddess Samaleshwari, and they just provide this rice first to this goddess and then take the rice themselves, right? So this was about the Nuakhai Juhar festival. See, this goddess, what's the name of this goddess, that is not at all important. The thing what is important is what is Nuakhai Juhar and where it is celebrated, right? Because very simple question they are going to ask. Next is Gramin Khel Mahotsav. See guys, Gramin Khel Mahotsav is in news because this is the first edition of rural games which is being organized, right? So let's see about it. It aims at popularizing the indigenous games like wrestling, athletics, etc. See, in now phase, many popular games like cricket, table tennis, volleyball, and basketball, these type of games have erupted. And somewhere our indigenous games are they're not seen anywhere, right? So to promote our indigenous game within the rural youth, these kind of mahotsavs are being organized by the government. All right, so what are the more of the aims of this mahotsav? Let's see. It will also have fun games like matka race, tug of war for senior citizens to add the fun element in the games. Okay, and it will help participation of rural youths in large number of popular sports and encourage them to achieve excellence and adopt healthy lifestyle. And it is said that the organization of Gramin Khel Mahotsav will catalyze to promote sports in rural areas across the whole of the country. So this was about this Gramin Khel Mahotsav. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Yeah. Simultaneously, Lok Sabha and Assembly polls that has been favored by NITI Aayog. So the context of it is NITI Aayog has favored simultaneous Lok Sabha and Assembly polls from 2024, and right, and for this NITI Aayog said asked Election Commission to take the cognizance of it and consult with different political parties that what are the constructive debate. Every political parties is keeping forth to implement this assembly and Lok Sabha polls from 2024 simultaneously, because the ruling parties have often alleged that due to assembly polls and every year there is huge disruption in the governance, right? So for the more benefits discussed in this article were like that it will save public money, it will provide relief to the political parties from campaign mode, and it will allow the political parties to focus more on policy and governance. And few of the negative points are also there, but that has been not discussed in this article. But I'm quite sure that within 2 to 3 days many news are going to, many articles, editorials will be there, so we'll discuss on those editorials, right? Next is, guys, ocean forecasting system has been unveiled. Now, who has unveiled this ocean forecasting system? The Indian National Center for Ocean Information System, which is coming under the Ministry of Earth Science, has inaugurated this ocean forecasting system for few of the countries like Comoros, Madagascar, Mozambique. Where are these countries? You can locate it in your atlas. That will be beneficial for you only, right? And when this has been inaugurated at the time of ministerial meeting of RIMES, that is Regional Integrated Multi-Hazard Early Warning System for Asia and Africa. Guys, what is this RIMES? I'll discuss in the very next slide, but for now just remember this. Remember that this ministerial meeting has been organized in Papua New Guinea. And what are the things that has been said in this ministerial, what is the benefit of this open forecasting system? Let's see. It will give information on high waves, current, winds, tides and subsurface ocean condition to these countries who are the participants of this RIMES, right? And it will cater to the users like fishermen, coastal population, tourism sector. Means what are the benefits of this? This has been discussed here, guys. You can very well jot down, you can learn it and you can also write it in your notes, or what you can do is that you can see this video 2 times so you will quietly remember it, and try to read something yourself also. Don't totally rely on myself, right? Everything I can't discuss, because these are kind of examples which are, if you will read it yourself, then I personally believe that you'll get more rather than what I'll discuss it. What I'll unveil it to you people. So better try to learn something from yourselves also, guys. Next is we'll discuss about this organization, that is Regional Integrated Multi-Hazard Early Warning System for Africa and Asia. See, guys, for Africa and Asia, you can very well guess out that what are the countries, what might be the countries associated with it, right? So there are basically 13 member states and 18 collaborating countries. You can read their names here, and it is an international or an intergovernmental organization which is owned and managed by member states of Africa and Asia, and they will be provided early warning information regarding what are the things like tsunamis and hydrometeorological hazard, which are often occurring in these oceanic regions, right? Next news is about NITI Aayog, guys, because NITI Aayog has suggested a waste to energy plan to clean up solid waste. See, solid waste is a very it is very alarming situation as of now, because since from 2011 census, the one data has come that around 1,70,000 tons of municipal solid waste are produced on a daily basis from our urban areas specifically, right? So that's why NITI Aayog has suggested to set up an authority, specially dedicated authority, who will take care of this waste and energy problem, right? Means municipal waste problem. And it has also named that authority as Waste to Energy Corporation of India India, right? And Ms. NITI Aayog is suggesting that to keep this authority as a public-private partnership, which will bring upon more of professionalism to this waste to energy generation plant sector, right? So that's why this was in news. And next is NITI Aayog has pitched to remove agriculture commodities from Essential Commodities Act, guys. This is very good news, because earlier now also agriculture commodities is in Essential Commodities Act, but NITI Aayog is telling that if we remove this essential agricultural commodities from this Essential Commodities Act, then there will be plethora of benefit for the government. First benefit will be it will reduce the handling cost. now the handling cost is very much, because these agricultural commodities are also coming under this Essential Commodities Act. So there are more number of man force required to handle these data. Take more investment in the logistic maintenance and all. So that's why if agricultural commodities will be removed, then it is said that it will bring a reduce in handling costs, then it will bring economies to the scale, it will reduce prices and increase return to the farmers, because one of the aim of the government is also to increase the farmers income by 2022. And this will be a shift towards organizing trade, wherein lower number of traders will have enough capital, will dominate the market, and it will lead to organized trading, improve scale and logistic benefits, and bring about more capital into trade, with handful of big traders competing with each other. So this was quite a factual news. Next is government notifies changes in Banking Regulation Act. See, this has been coming in news since I guess last 2 months. I guess I have seen, and I guess I have discussed also, right? So government can under this, after this changing in Banking Regulation Act, how this will be changed? For this, government has to bring amendment in Banking Regulation Act of 1949. All right. Under this, government can authorize the Reserve Bank of India to directions to the bank who are having non-performing assets. Right. So they can direct to the bank to take strict action against the people or the institution who is, who is recovering under the bad loans, means who is having the bad loans under that bank. Right. So let's see a bit of more criterias under this. If this Banking Regulation Act will be amended, it will help fight the non-performing asset which is presently more with the public sector band, and that is the cause of concern for the Indian government, because see, private bank is not that of concern because they are more of professionalism, but with the public sector bank, what government has to do is that government has a compulsion, because government also provides social services, right? So under this, governments also puts a few conditions to the public sector bank to give loans to the to marginalized section or some people, but sometimes it is in that loans become non-performing asset. So to deal with those non-performing asset, now after this amendment in Banking Regulation Act of 1949, government can authorize the RBI to, who will further authorize the bank to take action against the defaulters, right? And under this, it is said that government will give the RBI the authority to refer these NPS cases to Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board also, right? Okay guys, so this was all about the news discussion of this due date, that is 27th and 28th of August. We'll meet in next class. Till then, bye bye, take care, and thank you for listening to me guys. Thank you very much, and sorry for the upload of this video late night because I had few compulsions. So so let's from tomorrow I'll try to be regular, right? So okay guys, thank you for listening guys. Thank you very much.